So if you guys have been following me for any amount of time, you know this was my first ever league. Full league, I mean. So like this was my first league start. So whenever I started with Bone Shatter, don't get me wrong, Bone Shatter Juggernaut, ton of fun, does a lot of things great, like delving and, you know, doing maps, and we did all the bosses, right? But I wanted a character that really was able to map and just fly. So I sat back and I thought to myself, which character would I want to play? And this is the one that I found. Check it out. Let me show you this chieftain, dude. Let me show you this chieftain. We're completely juiced, right? We're completely juiced. We got the sextants, we got the ambush, we got the 4 scarabs. Dude, just watch this. Watch this, dude. Like I said, I logged on off stream and I put in some more divines. It's been crazy. I feel like there's still more dips that we need to have done. Oh, no, I die right away. Okay, let's just pretend like that didn't happen. Bad display. Bad display. I'm like, dude, this is the build of the century, and then I die right in the wildwood. Oh, somebody clip that. Dudes. Oh, that was freaking funny, dude. Oh no. Oh no, that was so bad. You're killing me. Oh shit, that was all right, we're gonna get better. All right, we're gonna get better. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. We just needed to get started, chat. We just needed to get started. That's all it was. Just blow him up, Dad. Let's go. Nico. Blow him up. Blow him up, Skeeter. Blow him up, Skeeter. Sheesh. We're not even pressing buttons, chat. We're just running. Let's go. All right, there it is. All right, now you're seeing it. Boom, bitch. Let's go. Boom. Boom. Tell me that this ain't freaking cool as shit. Look at this. Boom. Tell me that ain't cool as shit, chat. Tell me that ain't cool as shit. I mean, we just running. We just blowing. Rah! Just blowing things up. Just blowing things up. Just blowing things up. Sheesh. Don't die. What am I doing? What am I dying for? Shit. It's okay. Watch. And we threw down a thing that if we die, it instantly throws a portal down, chat. Watch this. So once we go back, we're right back in there. We just got to get the explosion kicking. Boom. Blow up, Dad. Yeah. Feel like a man. Feel like a man. Feel like a man. Feel like a man. Yeah, there it is. Let's go. Welcome to Tonk Nation, brother. Welcome to Tonk Nation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There it is, dude. Pick monsters into a group. Woo! Let's go, Dad. There it is. So I know there's a lot of things that I can still work on, but at least we have like the bread and butter, right? We have the main components of this build that we need in order to make it work. We have the Fulcrum. We have our helmet. We have a good solid helmet that we did craft. We have the Scholar's Robe. We have a pair of boots, Titan Greaves, that are solid. And we have our gloves, the Titan Gauntlets, and this nice Bisco's Leash heavy belt. Now, this is pretty much bare minimum, right? This is bare minimum. Like if you want to be able to run this build, you are going to need certain things. And like the helmet, the boots, and the gloves are like, okay, you might not need those right away, but you'll definitely need it sooner or later, right? But the biggest thing for this is the Fulcrum. And what this does is elemental ailments you inflict are reflected back to you. That is the biggest thing. Okay, you need that to make, I mean, you need it to make this work. So you want to get a Fulcrum, but the thing is not really that cheap. Like this one was like 6 or 7 divines. So depending on your budget, like this will probably be your biggest thing. The other thing is the Scholar's Robe. You're going to need this because it's going to have a ton of fire resist, and it reflects 100 fire damage to melee attackers. Okay, so that is big as well. And then you're going to have 69% increased ignite duration on enemies. So that's going to help whenever you ignite to be able to do more damage. So that's pretty big, right? Now your helmet, I got a fractured chaos resist, and then I crafted this. If you go back and look at some of my videos or my live streams, you can find how I crafted this. It was kind of expensive. The helmet took me the most amount of rolls, but like you could really get away with something else. Like if you don't want chaos resist yet and you want to be squishier, you could really make that work, because you know I had that prior. But the +2 level socketed AoE gems is really big. The Purity of Fire, now this we're still working on, but this we ultimately want to get it to level 21, and then once it gets to level 23, then it does give you +1% more max fire resistance, which is what we really want, because right now we're only sitting at 84% resist, and we will hopefully have that once we're completely done with the build at 90. But this is like a, you know, beginner thing, right? Like this is like how we're working it right now. If you want to get started in the progress, right? I didn't want to bring this build right away after it was completely done, because I want to show you guys the progression. I want to show you that you can make it work even without like crazy dumping divines and mirrors and stuff into builds. Okay, you can still have fun with it. All right, so the boots regenerate life. You want to get a fractured, regenerate life, or regeneration rate, and then you want to try to craft. Okay, if you don't, honestly, if you just get one or the other, you can make it work, but you really want the life regen as much as possible. Okay, the gloves are the same situation. I got chaos resist on there. I crafted these myself. The life regen, yes, could have been a lot higher, but this is what I could afford at that time. So the same thing with you. If you can get regen and get life regeneration rate, and you should be able to make this work. Okay, the belt, I like the belt because of the increased quant of items. Really, that's the biggest thing, and it gives you rampage. So if you know, this belt is really solid. Now with the flasks, the bismuth flask, this flask was like 21 divs. Okay, 21 divs. This was a super expensive flask. The reason is because when when enemies die during your effect, they have a 24% chance to explode, dealing 1/10 of their maximum life as damage to random of a random element. So that's what makes bismuth flask super big, right? The other ones, I have the sapphire flask, 13% physical damage from hits taken as cold damage during effect. This is really big because you want your physical damage to be taken as effects, because you're really building up your resist super high because of how the build works. Okay, after that we got a quicksilver, we got a granite, and we got a ruby flask. Okay, this is really big. The fire resist really helps you ramp up your resist, and 20% less fire damage taken. It just helps all in all. And then the 15% damage taken from hits leeches life during effect is pretty big. That helps you with your sustain. All right, so our amulet, what we're running is the Paula amulet. Okay, this is really huge for sustain. Okay, so you're going to have, the biggest thing is what you're going to get is to gain 20% of missing unreserved health before being hit by an enemy. So it's going to constantly be like healing you. Okay, and then we're putting infused flesh, and we're going to get 18% of damage taken recouped as life. That's a big thing. That's a big survivability item right there. Then we're getting a coral ring. It's just going to give you some stats, increase movement speed while igniting, because you want to be able to zoom. And yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing with that. I mean, you're going to be adding fire damage to your attacks and stuff, but honestly, all in all, like, the movement speed is super nice. This really wasn't that expensive. After that, we're getting the amethyst ring. We're getting 23. I got 23% chaos resist. I know that you can get higher, but then it gets super expensive. But the biggest thing here is you recover 5% of life on kill. So whenever you're exploding things, you're going to be regenerating life, and that's a big, big, big survivability item. And then you're gaining adrenaline for 3 seconds on kill. So that's what you want to be able to focus on. You want to make sure that at least has 3 seconds of adrenaline, because it's going to give you a lot of, you know, extra movement speed and things like that. And you just want to be able to zoom, right? You just want to be able to zoom. So right here, I have the POB, which I'm going to link in the comments. You guys are probably like, what are you talking about? But this is like one of my first ever build videos that I'm actually trying to make for you guys. But everybody be asking me what I got going on, and I just wanted to try to showcase it. So, all right. So the biggest things is here. We have our timeless jewel, which gives us the supreme ostentation. What this does is it makes it so attributes don't matter. That's a huge thing with this build, because we don't have to worry about our dex and our strength and things like that. So we can pretty much have all of our gear. That was super important. This jewel was kind of expensive, so depending on your budget, hopefully you're able to get that. Like, that's a really big one to get, because you will run into dex issues, especially with phase run. Like, I really struggled with trying to get phase run into the build prior to getting this. So yeah, honestly, like, these ones over here, like the Juggernaut and the armor increase and this jewel, like, these ones you should probably, or like this set right here, if you're not fully like decked out with passive points, which I'm not even either, but I would worry about these ones like last. Okay, so you can work on those last, but I would definitely come up the tree and get these skills. This cluster jewel, I would wait until later, but this one is a small cluster jewel, and it gives you the fan of flames, and it gives you the burning bright. It's just going to add burning damage and area of effect. It's very big. This one, so ignite you, inflict spread to enemies in a radius of 1.5 meters. So just make sure your ignite go further. Honestly, like, that's like later on, if you haven't, you know, gotten to a certain point yet, if you're still pretty, you know, new into the build. A big one, a really, really big one, is make sure you come up here, guys, and you get this. Okay, you want the mana, and you want the deep thoughts, and then you want the mana mastery. This is going to help your mana situation, because at first you're not going to be able to run all of your auras. Okay, so you're going to need this. This is very, very, very important. And you still might not be able to use all of your auras. And if you aren't, just make sure you try to prioritize, you know, certain auras for what you're really trying to do. Okay, like, you'll have times where this build won't make sense, and then you'll get a little bit further, and then it's like, boom, it makes sense. Okay, so in this, and I'm still relatively a newer player, so like, I wasn't capturing how it was going to make sense, and then just like, boom, it dropped on and it made sense. Okay, so we have another damage over time. This node's pretty important. 15% damage over time multiplier, and some more, you know, multipliers right there. So that one's pretty important. You want this one too, the reservation mastery. That's going to help you with your auras, because you're going to have a lot of auras. So for your Ascendancy, you got Hinakora's Death's Fury. This is what makes everything explode. Okay, when you have a 5% chance to, whenever you kill an enemy, you have a 5% chance to explode, dealing 500% of their maximum health as fire damage. This is where you get that really big juiced up explosion. Okay, this is like the fireworks going off in the background. Then you're going to get modifiers to fire resist, also applies cold and lightning. And then you're going to get Valiko's Storm Embrace. That's going to help you with your resists. And then you're going to get Remiko's Sun's Light. So this just adds a little bit more damage, because you're taking their resists away. So we are running the prime list. As you can see, like, I haven't even gotten this far yet with it, but I am going to be going further. But we're going to be going around, and you're going to be getting these charms that make it so you have another 1% chance of explosions. So it's just going to help your explosion. You're just going to grab 3 of these, and you're going to pop them on there if you already got them done. Super easy, super big. It'll give you what, 8% chance of an explosions. So pretty nice. Listen, guys, appreciate this. Hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully it helps you get started on RF Chieftain build. I am going to be putting a lot of time and energy into this build because I think it's a lot of fun, and I want to try, you know, really juice out a lot of maps and get this build online fully. But I wanted to also give you like a roundup of where I was and how I was doing, and see if you guys needed a little bit of help in trying to make an RF Chieftain work. Guys, in the bottom in the description is a POB link. You can check it out, see where I'm at, and see if you want to follow along with it. And make sure you check out some other videos. And tomorrow's video, we will be talking about the upcoming stream on Friday, which we will be doing the gauntlet. So that is what we got coming up. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Let's go. Ha, get it.